Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harrison. I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books, and today we are talking about what I've been reading. So it's the Friday show. Every single Friday I will sit down and tell you guys what I've been up to this week, so what I've been reading, what I have been listening to when it comes to audiobooks, and anything else that kind of we need to chat about. So I'll also talk a little bit about what I'm reading next, and then after that we'll do videos that are upcoming. So what am I currently reading? So I'm still reading Where Darkness Gathers by Philip Chase. I haven't had really any sit-down reading time. I've had a big quarterly event. Well, I've had two big quarterly events this week that I've been running, and both of those have just monopolised all of my brain power. So when I finished work, I'm very much like, okay, I'm done. And oftentimes I've got like enough brain power to play a bit of Hades or maybe read a couple of comics or something, but I haven't really been reading with my evenings this week. I do expect to finish Where Darkness Gathers pretty soon, because I think I'm like 70% of the way through. For those keeping track, it's about 10% more than I was when I recorded the September wrap up. But yeah, really looking forward to finishing that one. We're in the kind of like, we're in a great spot in the story right now, and I just kind of want to see where it goes. And I'm looking forward to some like big news and revelations and stuff. So yeah, excited for this. I've also been reading at the gym on audio, The Butcher's Masquerade, Dungeon Crawler Calm. So there have been some bits in this that have been furthering kind of what I feel as like the larger plot, which is what I've been asking Dungeon Crawler Carl for multiple books now. So there's like a great scene where Carl is like, I'm going to go and do something that no one expects, just to fuck with the people who are fucking with me. And I really liked that section, and I'm liking the like evolution of Carl's character. I feel like he's been really growing over the past couple of books. There was a big, as I was driving home from the event last night, ended the drive on like a pretty big moment for the book, at the 25% mark. So those of you who've read it may know what happens around the quarter of the way through on Aldette's show, but that was really well done. I kind of thought that it was gonna, it had been built up, so I kind of thought that it was going to be a bigger moment and that there would be a bit more to it. But I literally finished that chapter or that scene, I think, and then just paused the book and basically came into the house, ate food, and went straight to bed. So yeah, it's better, I think, than last time around, the last book. But I do, like, I know this is the genre. I want to say that out front, out loud. I know this is the genre of lit RPG, but I just don't care about all of the like stat points and bonuses and stuff. Like, I don't need that info. I'm liking the story elsewise, which is, why I'm continuing with it. But especially I think on audio, maybe it'd be different in physical, but I think on audio, my brain is like smooth braining, glossing over all of the like stats and spell stuff. I just want to like have character moments and story moments and like plot progression. So yeah, I'm still enjoying the series. I still think that, in particular, the like big story of what's going on with the game itself and what's going on with Carl and Carl's relationship with Donut, I genuinely really like. They're like some of the best stuff that I've been reading in those kind of arenas. I just want more of it and less of the stuff I don't like. So yeah. But otherwise, I would say a really good reading week, despite being quite hampered in terms of the amount of time I have to read. I don't know if I've talked about this yet in terms of what I'm reading next. So in October, which it now is, has come at me fast. I am planning on reading some horror, which I have never really delved into before, but it kind of seemed like the right time to do it. And I have always kind of felt from other booktubers, from friends, and kind of what I just kind of hear around, that It by Stephen King is kind of like one of the most definitive horror books. So, and it's a big mega chonker like a lot of the fantasy books that I read. So I've got It ready to read. My friend is sending me their copy, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, we'll be reading It when that arrives. Probably, I would imagine that will probably arrive sometime like middle of the month. So that'll be my goal, is to kind of get the first few things out of the way to read It. And I would like to finish It by the end of the month. The other things that I want to read are House of Last Resort by Christopher Golden, or Autumn Springs Retirement Home by Philip Fracassi. I've got both of those. Both of those were sent to me by the publisher for review, and so I would like to read them. They're both horror, and it feels like both of those would be great October reads. I'm probably going to dive into the first couple of chapters of both and then make a decision. Also, Matt and I are starting Malazan. He's already started. He's 100 odd pages in. So I'm going to need to catch up. I do want to put something in between Where Darkness Gathers and Malazan, though. I want to have something that is not fantasy in between the two, because I really want to give my brain a bit of a fantasy holiday before I start Malazan. So that's probably where the first horror book's going to slot in. So, I mean, if I like both of these books that I've been sent, then I will probably read one before Malazan and one after. But yeah, that's the plan at the moment, is to read Stephen King's It, is to read Gardens of the Moon, and to read at least one of the two horror books I've been sent through for review. I feel like that'll be a pretty solid month if I can get at least 3 of those down. Malazan in particular is one that I have committed at least to trying to only eyeball reading and not audiobooking. What that will mean is that I'll need an audiobook, but I may just use the audiobook of It, for example. That might actually be the thing that I end up listening to while I'm reading Malazan. Kind of start it via audio, and then when I finish Malazan, pick it up via physical. But yeah, that's kind of the forward plans. And beyond Malazan into November, the intention is to read Malazan book 2. I mean, if I hate Malazan book 1, I may not go on to book 2. I would like to commit to the first 3 books, but I have seen people, even here on YouTube, who have been like, I just don't get on with these books and I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy reading them. And I am here to read for enjoyment. So there is a small possibility that I don't like these books, and because I don't like them, the read-along stalls with Matt and I. But I do think that we'll make it through. I think from everything that I hear, it doesn't sound like something that I wouldn't like. It just sounds like something that I might be a bit confused by and have to kind of really think about. Again, that's why I've kind of committed to reading the eyeball reading, not earball reading. Earball reading. That's a good joke. Yeah. So post horror stuff and Malazan, I really want to get back to the Eden Saga by Justin Lee Anderson and read The Bitter Crown, because I have all 3 books now that are currently out, and obviously the 4th book is the finale, and I think that's coming next year. So I want to make sure that I have read up to those so that I can read the finale when it drops. And I don't know if there's anything else I want to start this year, like new series. I obviously want to read The Strength of the Few, the sequel to Will of the Many. I want to read The Blackfire Blade, which is the sequel to The Silver Blood Promise. So there's lots I want to read. Quite a lot of sequels, actually, coming up this year. My intention for both Blackfire Blade and Strength of the Few is to read them and drop my reviews as close to the release date as possible. So whether that is, a few days after, if that's how long, if I can't get an early review copy. And well, one of those two I already have an early review copy. But yeah, so the idea is to drop close to review, because then the people who are, really excited about this book can read the book and then pop straight into my review and kind of join in the conversation around it. So that's the idea. In terms of outside of that, so I should start one new thing, because I don't want to just do sequels for the whole rest of the year. So there'll be probably one new thing that I want to start. I'm looking up at my shelf of broken binding books, and I've got quite a few that I have been neglecting. I could read A Song of Legends Lost. I could read Dragonbone Chair. Dragonbone Chair is actually a pretty high likelihood. I've been really interested in reading that. Magician, I've been planning on rereading for years. And also The Black Tongue Thief. That's one that I've been planning on rereading. On reading originally. And then also Grave Empire by Richard Swan. I bought that special edition the day it came out, and then I haven't read it yet. A lot of that is sadly because the previous series ended on a bit of a down note for me, but I'm hopeful that Swan can kind of bring it back to the real quality that he had in Justice of Kings. But that's everything on the books. That is literally everything. I mean, I will also, I don't know, so that's everything. I would like to continue on with his Dark Materials. I'd like to read book 2. I don't know when that will be, but yeah, would like to read book 2. So that's everything on the books. Outside of the books, on the video front, next Monday you guys will be watching my Northern Lights review. That's what reminded me that I wanted to continue that series. So Northern Lights review will be out on Monday. On Wednesday, I'm tempted to do a video about reading the horror books that I'm reading this month, like stepping into horror or something like that. But I also did think maybe I want to save that video for after I've read the books and then do it as retrospective. And then also I have seen the 10 before the end tag of people who want to read 10 books before the end of the year. I'm currently 8 books behind on my Goodreads goal. So I guess we'll see if I even read 10 books before the end of the year. Well, no, we got October, November, December. I think I'll read 10 books, but that might be the limit, unless I specifically choose some shorter books. So yeah, probably on Monday you'll see Northern Lights. On Wednesday you'll see something, but I haven't really got the idea together in my head yet. I have quite a lot of ideas on what we could chat about, but I don't know which one will be the most interesting. So if there's anything I've chatted about here that you'd be interested in hearing more about, please do let me know. Also next month, as upcoming videos, when Matt and I have both finished Gardens of the Moon, we'll be doing our full spoiler discussion. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. Moving on to other stuff. So I have not watched any movies or TV shows. I have played a lot of Hades 2. That has been the thing that my brain has been wanting to do when I've not had the brain power to read. And it's fantastic. Really love it. I haven't beaten a run yet against Kronos, but I'm very close. I've gotten to the second phase multiple times with great builds, and just haven't really managed to nail down that second phase technique yet. Once I've got it, I'll be fine. And I think I could have beaten him the last 2 runs I had at him. but I didn't know the technique yet. So, c'est la vie. If you are interested in roguelike games, so those games where you kind of start over from the beginning every time you die, then Hades and Hades 2, I mean, Hades is like £4 everywhere at the moment, but yeah, Hades and Hades 2 are like fantastic examples of the genre. My favourite examples of the genre, I would say. Personally, Hades is probably the one I would say play Hades first, because a lot of the fun stuff in Hades 2 is based on Hades 1. So hopefully that all makes sense. Anyway, that is everything for this week. I hope that you've had a good reading week. Let me know what you've been reading, what you've been watching, what you've been playing. Let me know what you're up to this weekend if you have any fun weekend plans. I don't think I have any. So I hope you guys are having a good time. Have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you on Monday. Oh, like and subscribe, and hype the video if you haven't. Please hype me.